It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. An elderly man has been the victim of a frightening carjacking incident at Highfields. The 89-year-old was forced out of his Mazda 3 by an unknown man on the Pacific Highway at about 5 yesterday afternoon. The man took off in the car, colliding with 5 vehicles near Westfield Katara before crashing into 2 cars in Hobart Road at Lambton and running off. Police are still looking for him. He's described as being of Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander appearance, in his 30s with a solid build. He was last seen wearing a dark hooded jumper and white baseball cap. Local footballer Dane Cordner has spoken of his relief after being acquitted of reckless grievous bodily harm over a fight with Knights player Jacob Safiti. Judge Robert Stone found the 29-year-old brother of Rooster star Boyd Cordner acted in self-defence when he punched Safiti outside a Hamilton hotel in December last year. Dane Cordner has told NBN News he's glad the truth has finally been made public.
A very, very hard 9 months, like when it first broke, my name was put in the same sentence as a coward punch, and for 9 months I've had to live with that. So obviously, it's out there what's actually happened now. So, I can't describe the feeling, like it's numbing.
The lead singer of a Newcastle band has been charged with the sexual assault of a number of young women, including a girl aged just 14 years old. The 32-year-old has been charged with 10 offences following his arrest at a shop on Derby Street, Cooks Hill on Tuesday. Police allege he used his status and popularity to engage his victims over a 6-year period, grooming some of them at live gigs he played at. He's been refused bail to face Newcastle local court on October 24. Newcastle has changed a lot in 25 years, and now council says it's time to change the electorate ward boundaries, which would come into effect before next year's council elections. There are 4 wards in Newcastle, which were created 25 years ago, but the boundaries must now be changed to suit Newcastle's current population spread. Council's contracts manager, Ian Chalice, says high population growth in the city and out west must be considered.
So I said Ward 1, which covers the inner city area, which had a much higher population growth. As most people would see, we've had lots of apartments, high-density apartments being built in the inner city area, so it's had a high population growth. The other high population growth areas in that western corridor from Wallsend out to Minmai, you have seen all those new housing subdivision that's occurred out there over the past 30 years.
Morisset Golf Course is in line for a massive $235 million redevelopment. 6 development applications have been lodged with Lake Macquarie Council, including plans for a 30,000 capacity amphitheatre which could host music festivals. The developers also want to transform the front of the former golf course into a 9-hectare family and community precinct with cafes, restaurants and a splash park. Part of the redevelopment will include an over 55s residential park. The Weather Bureau says coastal parts of the Hunter will be in for a drenching today as a series of cold fronts moves through the region. Blacksmiths has topped the rain gauge with 108 millimetres recorded since 9 a.m. yesterday. However, the valley is largely missing out with 2.8 millimetres at Gresford and 1.8 millimetres at Muswellbrook, while 16 millimetres has fallen in the Barrington Tops. The Bureau says the rain should clear for a sunny Sunday.
2NURFM Sport.
The Knights will face the Gold Coast Titans tomorrow in their last home game of the year. Newcastle has had a rough few weeks as finals hopes slipped away and coach Nathan Brown resigned after last week's 42-point loss to the West Tigers. Forward Aidan Guerra says the team needs to push through the next 2 games until the end of the season.
The only thing to do to prove ourselves up to it mentally is to front up this weekend against the Titans and play our style of football that we wanted to play. We set out the season to play a certain style of football, and we've got 2 more games to do that.
The Newcastle North Stars will host the Australian Ice Hockey League finals at Warners Bay this weekend. The North Stars are set to take on Perth Thunder, while the Canberra Brave will play the Sydney Bears in tomorrow's semi-finals matches. The best of both games will line up for the grand final showdown on Sunday afternoon. And Newcastle Hunters duo Hannah Young and Alison Ebzery are heading north to join the Townsville Fire in the WNBL League. And the winning numbers in Powerball are 8, 20, 9, 11, 27, 22 and 32, and the Powerball number is 20. 2NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.